Sacha Reingewirtz. I'm the president of the Union of French Jewish Students, and one of its main goals is to fight against racism and anti-Semitism. The attacks are becoming more and more violent, and the way people are getting used to anti-Semitism, and considering that anti-Semitism has to be lived with and is not something that you can fight against. The violence of the threat has been obviously noted in the killings that happened 2 years ago in Toulouse, where children were shot in a school. 2 months ago, the attack in the Jewish Museum of Brussels was perpetrated by a French gunner. And the particularity of these past weeks is that we have witnessed attacks of large groups of people heading at synagogues, heading at Jewish quarters, trying to harm Jews. And in the past we had more observed individual attacks, and now we are seeing phenomenon of attacks by large groups of people. Obviously there are economic reasons, but you can't just boil it down to social and economic reasons. It's not only because of the crisis, because people are also voting for the far right because they don't accept immigration, or they want to blame immigrants on the problems that are happening. And it's something that can be seen all over Europe. It's never been so strong in France. I don't really accept this idea that the attacks on the Jews would only be committed by a certain category of population, because we have seen that anti-Semitism comes from all sorts of backgrounds. I mean, you're talking about the recent attacks, and they were carried out by people who were participating to pro-Palestinian protests, and there is to a certain extent an identification between a certain range of Muslims and Palestinians, but it's only a limited identification. And you have a lot of people who take part to these protests who are not Muslims, but who still believe that Jews are all Zionists or all Israelis and that they need to be attacked. And I don't see what's happening in France as the war between religion or the war between communities. I think it's a wider problem, and the fact that the National Front has arrived first in the election is an indicator that there is climate in France where people are trying to blame others for what's happening rather than trying to be in favor of a solution that will include everyone's participation. So they are voting for a negative project rather than a positive one, I feel.